Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this crochet bucket bag. It's a perfect summer accessory and you can get the full written pattern for free on my blog. You will need bulky, chunky 12-ply cotton yarn suitable for a 6mm hook, a darning needle and some scissors. To begin, we're going to create a double magic loop. Drape the yarn over your 3 fingers and then wrap it around twice. Insert your hook underneath all 3 loops of yarn. Pull up a loop using the left strand of yarn. Pinch the base of all 3 strands of yarn and the loop together, and then you're going to chain 1. We're now going to place 6 single crochets inside the loop. To single crochet, insert your hook into the loop, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2. Repeat this until you have 6 single crochets inside of your loop. Pull on the tail of yarn to see which loop gets smaller. And then pull on the smaller loop. Once the other loop disappears, pull on the strand of yarn. Slip stitch into the first single crochet to join the circle. Chain 1, this counts as a stitch, and then place a single crochet into the same stitch. You're then going to place 2 single crochets in each stitch of the round. At the end of this round, you should have 12 stitches. Slip stitch into the first chain. Chain 1 and then place 1 single crochet into the same stitch. Single crochet into the next stitch. Place 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And then single crochet into the next stitch. You're going to repeat this pattern of 2 single crochets into the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch until the end of the round. You should have 18 stitches. At the end of round 3, slip stitch into the first chain. Chain 1 and then single crochet into the same stitch. Place 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then 2 single crochets into the next stitch. Place 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. You're going to repeat the pattern of 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches until the end of the round. At the end of round 4, you should have 18 stitches in total. Slip stitch into the first chain, and you're going to keep repeating the same formula until round 12. So you're going to chain 1, place a single crochet into the same stitch. single crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then place 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Single crochet into the next 3 stitches. You're going to repeat the pattern of 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and then 3 single crochets until the end of the round, and at the end of the round, slip stitch into the chain 1. Your total stitch count should be 24. With every additional round you work, you'll place 1 more single crochet in between the increases. Your stitch count should increase by 6 with every round. At the end of 12 rounds, this is what the base of your bag should look like. To begin round 13, chain 1. Single crochet in each stitch until the end of the round. Slip stitch into the chain 1. You should have 72 stitches in total. You're going to repeat round 13 until round 26. The sides of your bag will start to grow vertically. After you've finished round 26, this is what your bag should look like. To begin round 27, chain 4. This counts as a stitch. Skip 1 stitch and then double crochet into the next stitch. To double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 1 and then skip a stitch. You're going to repeat the pattern of double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch until the end of the round. At the end of the round, slip stitch into the 3rd chain at the beginning of the round. To start row 28, chain 4. Skip the chain space and then double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1 and skip the chain space. You're going to repeat the pattern of double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip the chain space until the end of the round. At the end of the round, slip stitch into the 3rd chain. For round 29, we're going to repeat round 28. This is what the bag should look like after round 29. To begin round 30, we're going to chain 1, this counts as a stitch, and then we're going to single crochet into the chain space, and then single crochet on top of the double crochet. We're going to repeat this all the way until the end of the round. At the end of the round, slip stitch into the chain 1. Chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet in each stitch until the end of the round. At the end of the round, slip stitch into the chain 1 to join. Repeat round 31 until round 33. And now we're going to create the scallop hem. We're going to skip the first stitch, and then place 5 double crochets into the next stitch. Skip 1 stitch and then slip stitch into the next stitch. You're going to repeat this pattern of skip 1 stitch, place 5 double crochets into the next stitch, skip 1 stitch and then slip stitch into the next stitch until the end of the round. At the end of the round, fasten off. Here is the body of your bucket bag. To create the tassels, you're going to get a credit card. Wrap your yarn around the width of the card 50 times. Cut the yarn and set your tassel to the side. Cut 3 strands of yarn that measure 180 centimeters long. Holding the ends of all 3 strands together, thread them underneath the tassel. Pull on the yarn until the ends of the strands meet. The middle of the strands should be underneath the tassel. Tie a double knot. Slide the loop off the credit card. Using a spare piece of yarn, tie it around the tassel. Tie a knot. Using a darning needle, weave in the ends of the tie. Cut the loop of the tassel and trim the ends. We're now going to braid the cord together. Each portion of the braid will have 2 strands. Place something heavy on top of your tassel. I recommend a book or a laptop. And then braid the strands together. Try to make the braid as tight as possible. You're going to stop when you have about 15 centimeters or 6 inches left over. Once you've finished braiding, tie a knot with the 2 outside strands. We're now going to braid the cord through the bag. Using the tail end of the cord, insert the cord into round 29 of the bag. Skip 2 chain spaces and then pull the cord up to the front of the bag. Skip 2 chain spaces and then pull the cord into the back of the bag. You're going to repeat this process all the way around the bag. Now we're going to create the second tassel. Wrap the yarn around the card 50 times. Once you've finished, cut the yarn and insert the hook underneath the tassel. Grab one strand of the cord and pull it underneath the tassel. Grab another strand of yarn and tie a double knot at the top of the tassel. Slide the loop off the card. Cut a 20 centimeter spare piece of yarn and wrap it around the tassel. Tie a double knot. Weave in the ends. Cut the loop and trim the tassel. This is what the tasseled bag should look like. I'm clipping an old strap to the sides of my bag. If you want your entire bag to be made out of yarn, you could easily create another cord and sew it to the sides of your bag. If you want your bucket bag to have more structure, you can cut out a plastic circle with the same diameter as your bag and drop it inside. Here is your finished crochet bucket bag.